Welcome to Project Die Hard Mission Monday Update. My name is Sue Roskoff. I am an ambassador here with Project Die Hard. We are here every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Central to find out all the latest and greatest of what's been going on in the world of Project Die Hard over this past week. And actually to give you some insights on what's coming up, because you know what? The update tonight you're going to love. There's a lot of things coming up that you want to make sure that you know about. And as always, we have the wonderful Brian Gibson joining us tonight, the founder and president of this great organization. So Brian, come on in. How are you tonight?
Hanging in there. Mission Monday. Spent the day on the mission. I do that every day, don't I?
Yes, you do.
But now today was good. We got some things ironed out. Things are moving forward, But again, I think we go in waves here with all those people asking those repetitive questions. So I'm going to go through this one more time, folks, and then we're going to go into all the blessings, okay? Oh, go here, go there. There we are. All right. We bring hope to heroes and save veterans' lives. Our outreach programs give veterans a safe place to fellowship with their brothers and sisters, support each other, where our resource partners can come and share their services with our veterans. All are welcome to come and visit at any event we do. You might meet a hero, you might learn something. Our facilities provide resources, training, transitional housing to heroes that are ready for a hand up, not a hand out. We will never charge a veteran for our services, and we work with the blessings that we receive. Our facilities will be a beacon of light for veterans. Now, only the best will do for the heroes we serve, okay? Our community support program, these are the best. Our ministry partners pray, share, and volunteer for our mission. They are vetted. They are veteran friendly. I encourage all of our heroes to attend with them. You might find your faith family there, right? If you run a ministry, we want to talk to you. We want you to become a ministry partner with us. You can email dave@projectdiehard.org for more information. Our resource partners share and provide. No organization can do it all. Why try? We give space on our facilities at no cost to our resource partners, so more can be done for our heroes. If you are interested in becoming a resource partner, you email Susan@projectdiehard.org. She will take you through it. Now, to see who the best is, you got to go to our website, right? You'll see them right down there. Ministry partner, resource partner. Then we go into mission suppliers. They share and provide. They are vetted to be the best for our heroes. They supply to our overall mission so that our facilities and outreach programs grow. Our facility suppliers share and provide. They touch our heroes directly. Their products are on our facilities so that our heroes have the best to use. Again, bless our members so they can do more for our mission. When you support us, we can do more for them. There's that teamwork making the dream work again. Now let's get into the big stuff. All right, 2025 year to date, and more blessings are on the way. Remember, first, this Wednesday is the first Wednesday of the month, so our fellowship breakfast. Yes, go to our website, find out the locations. I can tell you right now, it's in Paducah, Kentucky, because we just got blessed with that corporate patron. Operation Paul Bunyan, March 14th to 16th at Forward Operating Base Rush. 35 veterans are coming down from Chicago with chainsaws and all that fun stuff to clean up after these winter storms. May 3rd, from Fob Rush, we're going to be doing a live event for the Disability Channel's telethon that we are blessed to be a part of. May 26th through July 4th, our annual Fill the Can Challenge. That's our annual fundraiser. Operation Wisdom is going to be here in Paducah, Kentucky. Woodlawn Church is hosting that event. Big decisions are made in small rooms. Visit our social medias. You can find out more about them. Hope Stock, July 25th through the 27th at Fob Rush. Stay tuned on that. That's why you got to follow our social medias. Big things happen. I could spend a whole hour and a half going through all the nuances of what's happening with this mission. Okay. Remember, we have been weighed, measured, and found worthy. How will you help us? Will you pray for us? Will you share our mission? Will you volunteer? Will you become that patron? No matter what you do, it helps. Now it's time to really talk. I give praise and thanks to my brother Richard Kaufman here. When we first started, I was on his podcast. That helped get us to where we are now. This is how we grow. He is a great dude. He's the comeback coach. If you're not watching him on his podcast, you're wrong, brothers and sisters. Because I watch him. I listen to his podcast. I should do it more, but it just seems like God pushes me to listen to his podcast when I need that in my life. And he does great work with that. So without further ado, we will go back to the main studio. Susan, that's only 4 slides today.
Well, I think this is appropriate because you packed a lot into the small package there tonight. But you know what? We got a big guy waiting in the wings that we need to bring on in here and give as much time as we can tonight. Richard Kaufman with Vertical Momentum Podcast is with us. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him on in, and grateful to have you here tonight. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I think it's like my 3rd time on the show. So thank you guys so much for having me back.
Brother, you're always welcome here.
And I appreciate you guys, and I love everything you guys are doing. Big things are happening, big things are coming, and once you believe, big things will come as long as you do the right thing.
Yeah, this is thing. We were talking before the show because we were putting it out there. Why are veterans praying out veterans for profit? So that's my bad. I just gotten a lot of gripe. Brothers and sisters, Richard's more into the social media field, so he's going to attest to what I'm going to say. You have to do due diligence when dealing with people. Richard, I'm going to leave that with you to bring out because you're more deep into the social media stuff.
Yeah, I mean, good to be true. It's probably too good to be true. 'Cause a lot of people think, well, just because they say they're a veteran, well, then I'm going to go with that company. If you're not doing your due diligence, and if you're not checking up on that company, doing Google searches on that company, and you get taken, well, it's kind of your fault. Because even if you're in the military, we're taught you don't go into a battle unless you know who your opponent is. So, if you're not doing your due diligence on somebody that you're going to invest your money with, that's your fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you, brother. And I hate to be this way, but you when you get into that situation, you don't reach out to us nonprofits and say, give me, give me, give me. That still takes me back to the guy that called once. I need $300 or they're gonna repo my truck. I'm sorry, brother. I got this guy that can help you with your finances, get them all straight. But our job, our facilities, and our outreach programs, we don't do that stuff. Well, you're not helping veterans. I'm gonna come kill you. Okay.
Well, and I've had people do the same thing because I run a group called Veterans Supporting Veterans.
Yeah.
We have almost
Great.
11,000 members. And a lot of people will be like, I need help. Okay. What are you calling me on? I'm calling you on my iPhone. Wait a minute. If you can afford to have an iPhone, you're probably not in that big of a trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, and of course, I've been homeless. I've lived in a crack house, so I understand how things can get really bad. But not everybody is in that situation. If you're calling me from a brand new iPhone, then you really don't need the $300 for the car payment.
Hey, yeah, agree, brother. Sue, you're getting into this because this is something we fight with every day.
Yeah.
Okay. As I said in the brief, our facilities are a hand up, not a hand out. Okay. Do I want to do more? Yes. But with the limited resources we have, I got to concentrate on the ones that are ready for the help.
And the most of the time, I'm sure, and I might be wrong, but the people that are asking for help haven't added any value to the mission. Because I see a lot of people, like for me, if I'm going to ask for help for somebody, I'm going to provide 10 times more value before I ask for anything. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that they're asking for help, but then you look and you're like, when's the last time were you here to help clean up? When's the last time you pick up a shovel? When's the last time were you here to do anything for us? And I think 9 out of 10 times the people they're just looking for a handout.
Well, yes, I see that at our fellowship breakfast. Okay. I see my people that come every month to our fellowship breakfast, and that's all they're looking for is that free meal. And I'm happy to provide it because I know there's a couple that come that we are their outlet every month. And last month we had 2 brand new visitors. You know, that's that's our outreach program. That's how we touch them.
But there's got to be a point, and this is just, I'm in recovery 36 years. There's got to be a point where you're like, all right, bro, you've been to 9 breakfasts so far. When are you going to pick up a shovel? You know, we can provide hope, but and if we're believing in the Bible that faith without works is dead, if you're just having faith that you're going to get a meal, but you're not going to work to help somebody else, then we have a problem here.
Solid point. Faith without works is dead, but works without faith is dead. It's a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, this morning we were having that discussion. Pastor Brad from Woodlawn Church, our ministry partner, where I attend, he asked that question yesterday. How do you walk with Christ? How do you walk with God? And
but now I'm just thinking, because I was reading my Bible this morning, and I've noticed every time Jesus healed somebody, they had to do something. Something came after that. They weren't just healed and told to go home and have a good time.
Oh no,
they were given something.
Oh no.
So I think that if we're going to be healed, that we have to put in the work. Getting healed is an inside job. So if we're not involved in our own healing, then nobody else is going to be involved in our healing.
True. I do see that. But in that same retrospect, we all had to lean on somebody sometime to take that first step.
Right.
Okay. That's my whole thing. But back to this, how do I walk with God? I don't. He carries me. That's what resonated when I talked to Pastor Brad later this afternoon, and I told him that. He goes, "That's a good answer." He goes, "I might use that Sunday." I'm like, "Okay." You just asked, and I had to think about it for a minute. How do I walk with God?
Yeah.
I don't. He carries me.
And I'm the same way. Like, God is my CEO. I'm just putting in the work, and He's in charge of the results.
Yep.
So as long as I put in the work, He's in charge of the results. And if He owns everything already, there's no way I can fail if He owns everything already. And if I'm doing it for the right reasons, I can't fail. It's impossible to fail.
So true, brother. So true.
That's where it is with this mission too. This mission has never been about Brian. It's never been about a person or this is a mission that God brought here. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation right now. This is something that is reaching out and helping people. And like you're saying, with doing the breakfast on Wednesday, I'm hoping that there will be more brand new people and that every month we're going to have new people coming in. And we should have something like what you had in the opening here with the dates of everything coming up. Wouldn't that be nice if they can't make it, maybe they've got a friend, or don't get what you don't ask for. So to see what can they participate, that would be absolutely amazing. Maybe you got a lucky
Again,
there somewhere.
Yeah.
everybody asks me how many. I don't count. I don't. If one veteran shows up and we get to talk and he gets a free meal or she gets a free meal and they lay something out and we get to talk and they feel better at the end of it, to me, that's mission success. Just like when Pastor Brad said, well, we could do this at our church and it could save you money. Yeah. But there are veterans that won't walk near a church.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I said, dude, we met from the podcast of veterans being church hurt. He goes, I didn't think of that. Again, folks, God is my coach. If you can do better than him, I might listen to you. But yeah, that's why our fellowship breakfast, Debbie, great person, love it. We're almost there to start her breakfast. Okay, almost. Can't go too into deep on that because we got other things in the fire that have to come first. But we're getting there. We're getting there where Debbie will be starting her PDH fellowship breakfast. I really don't know if I want to go all the way out to Arizona, but I guess I'm going to have to.
Zoom in.
All right, Richard, pick a subject, man, because this is what we do on this one. We do just sit around and talk.
Well, what I think really needs to be talked about is a lot of veterans are the hey bros, the hey, just because I'm a veteran, you should help me. But I'm not invested in my own recovery, or I'm not invested in my own success. Like a lot, I'm doing a post tomorrow on my Facebook page where a lot of guys and girls are just using the VA system just to get a check or to get the medical benefits, but they're not using the whole VA system. They're not using the VA home loan. Like I'm actually looking at a house. I'm looking at a beach house for $1.3 million. And because I'm a disabled veteran, I'm not going to pay any property tax. So, but I have to be involved in my own recovery. I have to be involved in my own comeback. And I think a lot of veterans, they're just there to try to get somebody to fix them. And we all know that nobody can fix us unless we're willing to be fixed.
So true, brother.
What are your guys' thoughts on
brother? That is so true. And it's not just veterans. It's anybody out there. In fact, yesterday afternoon, 2 years ago, I opened my house to a civilian friend of my daughter's who was going through some hard times. The rules. Gave him the rules. He violated the rules. He was on paper. He was on probation. So I violated him. I told him I would. You violate this no drugs in my house. You violate that rule, I'm going to violate you. So he spent the past year and a half finishing out his time. We met yesterday, and he goes, "Thank you." I'm like, "Okay. For what?" He goes, "Well, first I need to apologize. I used you guys." I'm like, "Brother, I ain't got no hard feelings. You broke the rule. I told you it would happen. It happened." He goes, "Yeah, but now I'm straight. That's what I needed." I said, "Okay, cool." But yeah, so there's people out here who will help, but you got to want the help.
Mhm.
You got to want it. I've heard Richard speak out it many, many times. You have to keep going. Don't give up. Okay, you can have the worst day of your life. That doesn't mean it's the end of your life.
Mhm.
I've heard you say that more than once, brother, on your podcast.
Yeah, and I tell everybody, even for drugs and alcohol, you can use any day, just not today.
Yeah,
You can drink any day, just not today. If you're thinking about committing suicide, you can do that tomorrow. Just don't do it
yeah.
today.
That's the
And once you realize, okay, I can do anything for 24 hours, then once you realize that, suicide is it's a permanent solution to a temporary
yeah.
problem, and all you're doing is putting the hurt on your family members. Because I heard that the average person that takes their own lives affects something like 185
Mhm.
people for each person that takes their own life. That's how many people they affect. So even if you're having a bad day, tomorrow's going to be better. Give it a chance.
It's the truth. Look, guys, girls, uh, I, I know Richard can attest to this. There are days that I don't want to get out of bed
Mhm.
because of what went through my head that night before. There are days I don't want to
Yeah.
get out of bed, but I get out of bed and I put on my shoes and I keep going because I can't quit. My brothers and sisters need real, genuine help. You fly by nighters, trust me, we already got a list on you guys that I share with all the resource partners. When you get on that list, dude, don't ask for help. Don't ask for help from us that truly help because now we're going to find out.
And sometimes, we don't want to get out of bed. Sometimes we don't feel like it. But, you know, motivation will fail you, but discipline will never fail you.
Mhm.
So even if you don't want to get out of bed, even if you're just like, okay, I have to get out of bed, once your feet hit the floor and you feel that first breath, you're going to be like, okay, I can do this. So don't worry about motivation because motivation comes and goes. But, you know, like discipline, I think discipline will always be there. And if you're military, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, we ran PT, whether we just got in from the club at 4 o'clock in the morning. We ran PT drunk, but we still did it because we had the discipline. And if you're a veteran, you still have that discipline in you. It may be buried deep inside, but you still have that discipline. It just needs to come back out again, and you need to become a warrior again.
So true. So true. And on the flip side of that, us that have did their whole life, 26 years, it's never going to leave us. Don't ask us to. No, it doesn't leave us. Okay. So I don't have a cure for the nightmares, guys. If I did, I wouldn't have them. But I know how to cope with them because people like Richard, people like Jose, people, God, I could run a list down this arm. You know, that's that.
But we just got to keep going. Like, Jose, our friend Jose, Third Day Coffee Seguin, his son took his life, but he keeps going because he knows that he doesn't want anybody else to do that. So that's what keeps him going. And I think there's a difference between post-traumatic stress and post-traumatic growth. Like Mr. Ed Milet told me, he said, Rich, nothing has ever happened to you. It has all happened for you. And everything is a teachable moment. So maybe the nightmares that we're having is so we're able to help somebody else that's having nightmares.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's a gift. Maybe it's a gift instead of a burden.
Oh, again, brother, I am grateful for everything God has ever put me through in my life. At the time it happened, him and I weren't talking. But I look back now on everything I had to do. And now I know why he saved my life in 2015. And I know now why he put me on this mission. Okay. Hindsight's 2020.
And I think you guys are making a great point as far as how you see something really depends on that viewpoint of where you're coming from. And if you can take them, I saw a cartoon once that spoke volumes to me, where you've got the number 6 is written on the ground in front of me, and I'm telling you, it's a number 6. Trust me, it's a 6. I'm seeing a 6, but the guy that's just a few feet away from me looking at the same thing's like, no, it's a 9. It all depends on where you're standing and what your viewpoint is. It can be more, it can be different. It all depends on where are you coming from, what experience have you had, and maybe for whatever reason it needs to be a 6 right now. I can help because that's what I'm seeing. Maybe I can help that other person to see it in a different light. And having people that you can talk to and to be able to relate to like that, it depends on those experiences you've been through. It's like I come here as a civilian. I don't have that background that you guys have. And that makes my viewpoint, I'm coming from a different place. It doesn't mean I can't see a lot of what you're saying. I can relate the best I can, but that's where having veterans be able to talk to each other and to be there for each other really makes a difference, because you're talking the same language. You've been there.
Right. And I think that once we change our have tos to I get to, like a year ago, I think it was like January, it was like 12 degrees. I had to take the garbage out and I was kicking the garbage can I was so mad and I was pissed off. And then I look at my house, which is all decorated for Christmas, and I'm like, wait a minute. I live 3 miles from the house I used to be homeless in, the crack house I used to live in. Now I get to take out the garbage of my own house. So I think a lot of times when we changes our I have to I get to, like you said, it changed. Once you just have changes your point of view, things can actually change in an instant if you just change your I have to I get to.
And again, this is why I want people to come volunteer with us. So those different viewpoints can come into a veteran's life. Whether it's a veteran or a patriot or a civilian, somebody has something to give to our brothers and sisters. Mark Peters.
But sometimes it's not what they want to hear. Sometimes it might just take, and excuse my language, I don't like to curse too much, but sometimes it just might be, you might walk up to somebody and say, bro, you're fucking up, bro. Like we did in the military. We're like, hey, you need to straighten your shit out. And I think sometimes guys, especially guys, we need to hear that sometimes. We need to hear that sergeant in our ears saying, hey, soldier, pick up your ruck. It's time to get healthy.
Yeah, brother, that's something I'm still working on, not being that guy. Because I'm that guy when it comes to a veteran. Look, guys, I love you all. But if you're going to come to an event or you're going to reach out and talk to me for help, we're going to have a hard conversation. We are. I'm not going to lie to you. We are going to have that hard conversation of, okay, what got you here? What got you to call me?
We do have, speaking of I get to introduce my own husband coming on in here. He's in the back. I'm going to go ahead and bring him on in. Kurt is also an ambassador with Project Die Hard, and he's been waiting in the wings and listening in. So I want to give you a chance to say hello and join the conversation. How you doing tonight? I barely got to say hi to you earlier. Oh, and he's frozen for just a second here.
Yeah, things are going, good with my day. I made trails with brave people, happy people. Sue ran the shakedown earlier, as with a helper group, and and working on a cumulative project that we have going for May 3rd to do a Veterans First initiative, and so getting some things proceeding on all of that grounds. And we're with our friend Zach Clayton from Community Paid Forward with Santa Pan, and talking about things we're going to do to up this from their side, that what they're doing to help market what we're doing here at Project Die Hard. Zach's talking a 2-week promotional approach the end of April and running it all the way through the first week of May. 2 weeks, Project Die Hard. He's going to get a QR code going, and so he's bringing some ideas to the table. This is the type of help we need here at Project Die Hard. People come up with great ideas like that, and they just do it. That's what it's all about, right?
Love it.
Love it.
Yeah, I gave him double thumbs up. That was a worthwhile half-hour meeting.
That was a great move. That was a great meeting.
Yeah. I'll try to have more of those.
Yeah, brother. We'll be talking offline because I got this thing that popped on my calendar. Apparently, I have a meeting tomorrow at 4:00. I love my team, Richard. I do. Jason
McNamara?
Was it Jason? I think it said Jesse.
Jesse, yeah. Jesse Seymour
Jesse
Jr.
with People for a New America with the Veteran First Initiative. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just never heard the name before, and I got a great team, Richard. I do, but every once in a while, it's like, okay.
What are you throwing me into now? It's all good. Well, and actually, I do want to ask Richard a question here. I know you've got on your screen it says the comeback coach. Can you talk a little bit about what you all do and how this all comes together? Because I think I just want to spotlight a little bit more of where you're coming from, because you do some really great things, and I just want to make sure everybody understands what you all are about.
Well, I was named the comeback coach by a gentleman named Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V. He actually named me that. He's actually the one that told me to start a podcast. He's actually the one that told me to write a book. So without Gary V, I wouldn't be a 2 times top selling author, podcast host, speaker. So it all goes back to him. But I was with GNC for over 30 years. I've worked with professional athletes, NFL players, Major League Baseball, NHL, NFL. The Undertaker, if you never heard
Oh,
of
yeah.
wrestler, The Undertaker, Triple H. I've worked with all those guys, and I've helped a lot of them come back from injury, and that's where the comeback originally started. But now I help people come back from mental health issues, physical issues. I even help people that are struggling in business, because on my podcast, I've had millionaires and billionaires sit in front of me and teach me how to overcome struggles in life and business. Because in business and in life, we all go through the same stuff. Whether you're the CEO or you're the janitor, we're all going through the same stuff. So for me, I'm just a guy. My tagline is, I went from dope dealer to hope dealer. So that's what I do now, is I help people if they're struggling in life or business, and I really focus on podcasting now. That's my main thing, is podcasting, because I teach people how to podcast. Because everybody wants to start a podcast, but nobody knows how to start a podcast. So I came up with a way. If you bought my course for $2 at breakfast, you'd have a podcast by dinner for $2. And then of course I have my private coaching and stuff like that. But for me, I'm just trying to pay it forward. I've had over 1,300 podcast interviews. I've been interviewed over 1,000 times. I'm got a new movie that's coming out. So for me, I'm just trying to pay it forward and trying to make sure nobody's going to attempt to take their life like I did Memorial Day 2012.
And you're speaking to everything that takes place here with Project Die Hard and with our Mission Monday and all providing hope, giving hope to veterans. You speak it, you live it. That's where you're a great fit here, and we're grateful that you're part of the team here with what we're all doing, and we definitely appreciate you.
Yep, and I love Project Die Hard. I've been a proponent from the minute Brian said, "Hey, I'm going to be doing this." I said, "All right, I'm in. What do you need?" I'm in. No questions asked. I'm in. And I've raised a lot of money for the cause, and I'll continue to raise money for the cause, because if we can save one veteran's life, everything we do is worth it. We change the world.
Again, that's, every little bit helps people. Again, I do not know what Richard gives. I know that he does, but I do not know the amount that comes into this mission.
Yeah.
And there's that reasoning behind is, thank you, God bless. It's money has no influence on me. I'm here to make sure my brothers and sisters get the best they can get. No shortcuts are taken. Okay.
And guys, if you're watching, if you guys are really watching this, there's been many times that Brian had to reach in his own pocket just to keep this thing afloat. And he is always willing to show you the numbers. So that's the difference between having a good 501c and having a bad 501c.
Yeah. Again, folks, I don't know what comes in, but I do know every penny that goes out. Because it's not wasted on frivolous things. If it doesn't benefit the mission, which in turn benefits a veteran, we're not spending money on it. It's just that simple.
Well, I got to share this wonderful comment we have on here. Helene is a friend that does Shakedown with us every day, and she's watching. So, Helene, thank you so much for joining us and leaving a comment, because she is the sweetest lady on the planet. Absolutely love her. She joins us every day and does Shakedown with us. And that's literally 15 minutes of music in motion. It's something that's super easy to do. And really, we've got our own little accountability group going there. People, you know, if we're missing one of our regulars, are you okay? Where are you? You know, so we're actually getting together and doing something on a daily basis. And it's called the Shakedown, because we literally are shaking to music and doing simple moves, because a lot of the folks that join us have differing abilities. So you do what works for you, and all are welcome always. And we live stream something where if you can't be there at that time, you can still do it.
Yeah, and again, folks, that is streamed on our social media channels. Why? Because it's a good thing.
We even end with finding out all the things. We do a lot of the podcasts during the week, so we mention what's coming up next. And we also have Mark, who's a good friend that does all of the things to celebrate today. So you want to know what national day of whatever it is today, you'll find out. And you'd be amazed at what celebrations are available and what things. I mean, today was one of them was what would celebrating if your animals would have opposable thumbs. Like, what? It's like, imagine your animal has an opposable thumb. I mean, it's silly things, but that one stuck in my mind because one of our guys has his cat with him usually. I'm like, what would you do if your cat actually? So, you know, we have fun. It's a reason to get together and have some. Actually, it gets you moving, you know, even if you're at your office all day, you got to get moving. You can't just sit at your computer and sit still all day. That's not good for you. So to get up and keep moving.
Yeah, and Sue, the founder of National Day Calendar, with our Bravehearts group, we're working on an interview with Marlo Anderson, who created nationaldaycalendar.com.
Small world. I love it.
So it's all coming together, folks.
And guys, you know, I just want to say, you know, like, I know a lot of people, if you're able, you know, there's a lot of people like that tell me, I can't afford a gym. And that's when I tell them, listen, guys, the floor is free.
It sure is.
Get to pushing. If you can do it, you know, like my workout, I think my workout is 12 minutes a day. That's my 12 minutes. I do 34 sets in 12 minutes. But I use a 15-pound dumbbell. That's it. So guys, if you can't take 15 minutes of your day out of your, was it 1,440 minutes of your day to get healthy, then we can't help you. If you can't allot 15 minutes of your day, even to stretch, to move like you guys are talking about, because movement is life. If you can't plot out 15 minutes of your day, then you have a lot more issues than you think that you have.
So true.
This is something you can control. You have total control over what are you doing right now, right here. It could be as simple as just go to when we're live streaming it. There's all sorts of places you can go, and you can make your own stuff up, or you can follow along. Something easy.
Because everybody has the same 1,440 minutes, whether you're The Rock or whether you're some disabled veteran. We all have the same amount of time. It's just what we do at that time and how we appropriate that time makes a difference between what we're doing and what somebody like The Rock is doing.
I think The Rock puts more time into the physical fitness aspect of it.
But I'm sure he's not streaming. He's not, on Netflix. I'm sure that he's taking care of his physique, and I'm sure that he's not just watching cat videos for 8 hours a day.
True.
And swiping.
And no offense, Susan, but
minutes.
I really don't think he thinks about if cats have opposable thumbs.
Well, that's the second half of our live stream part. You don't have to stay for that if you don't want to. But if you want to chuckle along with what you can celebrate today.
I love you guys, but there's trust me, there are some things I pop into and I go, wrong room.
And that's okay.
Oh, come on, Brian. You're always in the right place with us. Come on now.
I've popped in a couple times where I was like, I guess I came in right at the right moment in time that went, no.
Well, here,
it wasn't you guys talking.
There's other things that you would have related to a little more because it's World Tennis Day. It's Caregiver Appreciation Day. They get overlooked, Caregiver Appreciation Day is big. It's National Anthem Day.
Yep.
That's big. Let's see. That's also World Wildlife Day. It is the day of the Iditarod Trail sled dog race. Canadian Bacon Day. Oh my gosh, you can't go wrong if you can celebrate Canadian bacon, right?
On pizza? Yeah.
Unless you're vegan.
Poking a hole in it already, right? Can't please everyone. What can I say? But there's something for everyone. And it's just part of it's just a reason to smile, right?
I do that for some of the messages the volunteers send. I really do. I sit back and I smile and I go, I'm glad they do that one other thing great. Yes, Richard, there's no such thing as a bad idea.
Yep.
Timing of the delivery of the idea is the point, though.
I agree 100%.
It's like, where did that idea come from? You just got to sit there and go, But in that same retrospect, a lot of things happen in Die Hard that you never know. You could say something off the wall, and next thing we know it's stuck. Hence May 31st.
Well, just think somebody in the past said, hey, why don't we paint a rock, put it in a box, and we're going to sell millions of them.
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know where your thought is going to take you.
True. Yeah, folks. Step up, volunteer. You might be the next person to paint a rock and put it in a box.
Paint a rock and put it somewhere out on the property so that the next person that stumbles by it can enjoy it. Little things can be so simple. Uh-oh, got you thinking. Uh-oh.
No. I'm thinking lawnmowers and rocks. That's where my mind went.
Place. Choose wisely
Huh?
where you leave it. You just got to choose wisely where you're leaving it.
I'm just,
You're just practical. I get it. It's good.
it's the medic in me.
Yeah.
It's the great
Cool.
idea.
So at the end of our show every Monday night, we're here every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Central. We do always end our show with sharing a message of hope for our veterans. So I just want to go around the room, give everybody any last thoughts you have on your mind and what your message is to our veterans. And you know what, Richard, I think I'm going to start with you tonight.
Okay. Well, every year I throw my own. Today I decide mental health summit, and I believe that the three most powerful words in the English language are "Today I decide." Because, like Joel Osteen says, every morning we wake up, we can choose to be a victim or a victor. So, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose next when you wake up tomorrow morning? If you wake up tomorrow morning, are you going to choose to be a victim or a victor? And it's all your choice.
Love it. Well, and I do want to give you a chance too, if for people to find out more about you and to tune into what you offer. Can you share your contact info, your website, some way for people to learn more about what you're doing?
Well, we're on 36 different platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Tumblr, Flickr, TikTok, blah, 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 blah. If you just go to Vertical Momentum Podcast, we're on the first 8 pages of Google. So if you can find me anywhere. If you send a direct message, it's always me. I don't have a VA. It's always me. So if you want to get in contact with me, you can always just direct message me anytime. And I want to offer something free to the people that are listening to this group, to this call. That if you want my free book, it's a top #1 selling book. If you want it for free, I send it to you for free. You just have to give me your contact information, and you get a free book from me. And I'm also going to throw in, you get an hour coaching call from me, whether it's through Zoom, phone, Facebook Messenger. You get an hour of free call, free coaching, no strings attached, just because you're a friend of Brian's and you're a friend of the Project
Lovely.
Diehard.
Thank you, brother.
That's
In
amazing.
fact, guys, when you go to our website, you see his logo right there. You just click it and it takes you right to him. Oh,
Yeah.
I make it easy for him, brother.
So Brian, why don't you go ahead and go next?
All right. Here's that weekly thing. It's okay not to be okay. It is. We've seen things, we've done things that most of this world has never had to. You're not going to be the same. But the world goes on and we have to live in it. Don't give up. Don't give in to those demons of alcohol and drugs. You're not fixing anything with those. Don't give up. Good. Look, big things are moving. Watch our socials. That's all I can say.
Excellent. Thanks, Brian. Kurt, over to you.
Well, I'm going to propose, let's get back to the future. Let's take a look at, what Brian said earlier in the show about hindsight is 2020, and he didn't know, in years past, what he knows today in terms of why 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, you go through Brian's sequence and it's come to this date in time so far that Brian's got more clarity about why all the stuff in the past happened. And Richard, makes, the great idea, that, we can take these troubles that we have and, look at how it's providing us as we endure it more to offer, in what we do. And, the power of one. And, Brian and I met through the Happy Neighborhood Project. and the founder and chief happiness officer. His story goes that back in 2009, he interviewed 1,000 people about happiness. And I kind of look at what we're doing here. Let's look at this, that with what we're doing with Mission Monday, as part of what we're able to accomplish here in the work we do at Project iHeart. What if we look at it that we're setting out to interview 1,000 veterans about the life of a veteran and how we can all bring not just 1,000, but thousands of veterans together and create this supportive community and do something for our country. When I look at Richard's nickname, the comeback coach, our nation needs a comeback. I think there'd be a lot of agreement across hundreds of millions of people that our country needs a comeback. And I'm going to propose that you are a part of that comeback. Let's do it together. Back to you, Sue.
Excellent. We are here every Monday night. Always grateful for all the things that our guests bring to us. Grateful for what Brian does, Kurt, Richard. So good to have you joining us tonight. For anyone who's just catching this last bit, I want to make sure you go back to the beginning when Brian was doing the update, because there's some dates you got to get down on your calendar. There's a lot coming on. There's a lot of great things happening over the course of this coming year. First thing up, though, remember this Wednesday is the breakfast in Paducah, Kentucky at the IHOP. Make sure to be there for all the things that are going on. There's so much. Grateful for all those who are stepping in and helping out in any way that you can. And remember, you're here for a reason. God's not done with you yet. You woke up today. He's got a mission for you. And if you haven't figured out what it is yet, keep looking forward. You'll find it. If we can do anything to help you, if you can do anything to help us, if you like what you see, please hop on board and do what you can to do your piece here as well. Thank you so much. As always, we are here on Monday nights at 6:30 p.m. Central for the Project iHeart Mission Monday update. We're grateful in so many ways. And as always, we thank you.